Usually you meet builders and they just want to talk about everything that they have. And what was different and refreshing about Frank was he wanted to talk about the V12. So we kind of hit it off, and it's just weird, right, Frank? Like the way this has all come about, right?
Oh yeah, that V12 is something else, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna come along pretty quick.
Yeah, it's happening, right? So we what is it? Calculated risk, right? So
that's right.
That's what we're hoping. So we're here in the garage today. We got the man behind the scene that this is the first time I ever get to see him. I get to meet him. We got Junior here. So Junior's helping me out.
What's going on? What's going on?
So right now, though, it's all about this man right here and the incredible brand, because it's a brand at this point, that Garageaholics has become. So before we get to this, guys, I know this is what everybody wants to see, right? I just want to know real quick, like, what was the moment? When did you decide, you know what, this is what I want to do?
I was 16 and I was doing nothing but washing my E30. It was a 1986 325 ES. It was the bronze beige metallic. And I had no money. And all I could do was wash and wax. And that's all I did. Because that's all I could do.
It's an amazing garage. You have to see this. I've seen this on YouTube. I can't believe I'm here right now. And as a guest. And this is a 2002 turbo. So I believe you're saying you're going to take a little bit of a break from customer cars because what is it that you want to do?
Well, a couple things. First, I want to really just get my cars done. I have an E30 S62 that I got to finish up. I have an E31 S85 that I want to finish. And I've got an E36 Touring out there that I'm going to convert to an all-wheel drive using that N52 all-wheel drive drivetrain.
So that's actually the big thing that he's kind of getting known for, right? So anybody could do the S52, S54s, but he's off to the N's and the B's now. So when he's talking about his projects, he's talking about these two here. So tell me a little bit about these two here. So this E31, what's inside of here?
So this guy has an S85 and it does start and run. It's got a custom harness right now with a custom DME, but I'm going to go to the stock so it can be tuned by anybody who wants to tune it. You've also got DME diagnostics from OBD2, and I plan on putting an MK60E5 DSC system in here. So it's going to interact with the DME completely as one homogeneous type of setup. It'd be really nice and slick.
That's amazing. You have to see this. Video doesn't do it justice. I mean, she's dusty, but she is beautiful. Now, please don't tell me that this is the Bronzit from back in the day. Is this a different Bronzit or?
No, this is a different Bronzit.
Okay.
And this is one of the very first swaps that I did. This is an E30 1989 325 IS. I didn't know it was as valuable untouched as it is today, unfortunately, but I did the S62 swap on it with a 6-speed Getrag transmission, made it to a 307 limited slip diff. So it's a really nice setup, really nice ratio. Other than the engine and the driveline, everything in this car is basically untouched E30. You'll see that from the interior. You'll see that from the dashboard and just everything else about this car. You see I got big brakes on it, but I stuck true to the 15-inch wheels. So I was able to customize the bracketry in there to get it to fit. So this thing screams muscle and it stops just as fast as it goes, but it looks stock from the outside.
Yeah, guys, like this is a sleeper and a half, especially because he managed to do it up with 15-inch wheels. So usually you have big power. Usually first thing you do is upgrade those wheels, at least 16s. So don't get catfished by this guy up here. If you're in upstate New York and you see this thing coming, just move out its way.
Wow. She sounds angry.
This is the best sounding M ever.
No argument there.
My God. Now this thing right here, this is a monster. So big shout out to Pilot Skill S54
Yep.
M3.
Tag them down below. Yeah.
So we're gonna tag them.
Yep.
How did you end up with this car? I mean,
so this is the owner's car. He has given me very specific and very complex set of requirements for building this car from the ground up.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's been a lot of work to get this car to this point. It's taken about a year and a half, and I received a rolling chassis with nothing in it and about a full bay worth of parts and boxes and just things that need to be put together. And there was still a lot that needed to be done here. What we're looking at here is an S54 naturally aspirated E30 M3. This is a 1989 M3. It's got a completely custom fire orange paint job, base clear. It's got matching custom interior. Everything is stitched. The dashboard is stitched. The seats are stitched. The center console and the e-brake surround are all stitched. This thing has this is essentially a Hartke or Hartage homage car, right? So this is gonna have that orange color. It's going to have the blue from Hartke. The roll bar is blue. The brake calipers are blue. The sway bars are blue. There's a lot of blue and orange on this in order to make this that level of a build that has Hartke. And it's got a lot of other Hartke stuff, interior bits, exterior bits. I mean, look at the door handles. The door handles alone have Hartke displayed on them. I mean, these are very rare parts that you just don't see nowadays.
Well, I mean, just really quick, man. I want to talk about this here.
Yeah.
So Ruben has managed to amass some very rare components, things I've never ever seen or even heard of. Yeah. So explain how this unit works.
So this is called an oiler. And basically what it does is you gotta hook up your powers and your grounds. And this here has a sensor at the end that sticks into your dipstick tube at the right correct level that you have to tune this to. What it will do is when you turn the car off, it will automatically sense what the level of the oil is. And there's a pump on this reservoir that pumps oil from this reservoir into the oil pan to keep that oil level exactly where it needs to be. This is a really cool bit of kit, and it actually is E30 stock. It has E30 stock mounting points. It's got E30 connectors, and it just fits right in the engine bay like it should.
Really quick. So the man behind the scenes over here who's trying to hide, really quick, explain to me exactly what this can is here.
This is your gas can.
That's
so
right.
If you run out of gas on the highway, you got something to carry with you to go fill up at a gas station. And if you just put the filler neck right on it and
yeah, so
filler right up.
What I really wanted to point out is that this is a BMW specific part, and it's meant to sit within the wheel well.
That's right. Yep. So you can actually have this in the wheel well and still have a spare tire sit on top of it. So Ruben wanted he wants all these bells and whistles into this car, but he wants everything to be functional and still be able to have a spare tire if he needs to. Because you never know when you're going to need to change a spare tire. And with this particular car, you can change it anywhere with all the tools that are already part of the car.
So now getting into the spectacular bit here. So one of the things that, and again, you know, happenstance, right? I went to YouTube and this car popped up, and then I started watching this. And I happened to catch it right around when he was talking about the air jacks. And he said he was going to put air jacks in here. And I'm like, where and how? And he managed it. So I'm not going to get too deep into details here in this interview, because really the goal for me is for you guys to go check out Garageaholics on YouTube and actually enjoy the content. It is literally Speed Vision, Motor Trend quality content. Like I can see one of these big channels picking up his content and just rebroadcasting it. So it's that caliber of content. Now, Ruben is insane, right? So back there's a touring, explain it.
Yeah, so there is actually an auxiliary gas tank mounted on the back firewall. It's got an extra 5 gallons of gas. It's connected to a custom filler neck that the filler neck goes into both cans, the main gas tank and this one, to provide an extra 5 gallons. And to complement that, there is a fuel level sender that runs in parallel with the existing fuel level sender to provide actual accurate fuel level in the engine bay.
So it takes into account the additional 5 gallons from that. Wow, that's incredible. Yep. Now, this is, I love how Frank went about this, right? So this is the air jack. Now, this is a self-contained unit. What's incredible is that you see these lines here? He actually has a snap-on. So this thing can jack itself up. You have the air to change the tire. You have the lines. This is insane.
And you can operate the gun from here. And you can remove your wheels if you need to.
This car is beyond beautiful. This is definitely a work of art. Like that, there's just no way to explain it other than just that. And poor Ruben has been waiting. This car's probably been, 10 years in the making?
Yeah. Yeah, it's gone through a lot of shops. And finally, he gave it to me and he said, hey, do you think you can do this? And I said, yeah, man, the buck stops with me. I say I'm going to do it. I will do it. And it's been about 1.5 years, but we're almost there.
Yeah. So guys, when cars take 1.5 years, the reason they take 1.5 years is because you have to figure this out. It's not call it, built or whatever. It's engineering. So this is what he's doing. It takes time. Stitching takes time. Building it properly takes time. Getting rare components such as this reservoir oil contraption working takes time. So with that said, guys, we're going to go ahead and now enjoy some footage. I hope you guys enjoy this. Frank was walking over here. Frank, can you just really quick, what is that?
What is this?
In your hands, yeah.
So this is the switch mechanism that I had designed in order to be able to control the air jacks using a factory E53 air suspension switch.
Insane. And so that's going to mount right in?
Yep, it's going to mount in the car and it's going to look like it belongs into the E30 interior. And it's a rocker switch that goes up and down. There's 3 LEDs to make sure that when you're pressing it in the right direction, the LEDs illuminate as you're pressing it to make sure that you really want to do this.
I hope you guys enjoy the footage and the clips. Big shout out again to my son. Junior came up with me today. And of course, Garageaholics at Garageaholics. So guys, again, go follow this man. Stay tuned.